right, so for this is the debate with the Munufi, with GDSA and Obia Hon Aye, and Asia Jabga, Yaba Bayagan, and you must send a dan, Minuna, and until the comment session, we say, a say, a human a babayano, a buoha, Yebe call a tia young Cassa NDC for Yabi. A being super quetia, Chama, won't be built to quetia a lot of people because the Ghana and I. Ghana for a human say, why I'm too a boy, never be below my no you who send ya, essay, and Yamano. But your operation. This topic Galamseyl. And one sense, be about, I think, 2 MPs of NDC, and one Akabiamu. Now, as to send your team and move forward, I think I need to take my time and then we all elaborate more on whatever is happening. Because any we are seeing him no. Say, Ohoma Semda, on Shedden who send you petiminas and very easily. Ubit menyas and very softly. Abra okura unim say, ebe basem. So that is something I think that we need to discuss as a people because a minor in the team, you say Ghana, never be below. So minimum union and careful. We will push our own people. And then by the time we be say, Nipa we send and honia semino. By that time, no pushing for now, say Nipa Nevi. May always I believe in the integrity of people. This I may not want to say if you don't even believe in my personal integrity, I need to also protect my own integrity. That is something I think say me no nyina betimi aye. Abdul Wahab, but him from Norway. But also na say oh he. That's so I had. Francisca also medase. So that is something I think say we all gonna work together. Ntimi we GD say what maybe ano ubetimi me atana say. But also him on television just use your phone scan it QR code we say it will take you straight away onto my channel. Na afi de me no nyina ahye adwuma na ase. Me pacho won say Mami way, I'm from Mami into here. I think say this particular woman, what kind of public accounts committee, Mami, I said the way with this woman handle issues for her. Yeah, now I think so. One person can say no was him. Mami, 8 good years. Ken Oforata, finance minister, never went to Ghana yet. Mami, and then the year you must 8 years from Ken Oforata to Hammid in Mami wo. And the corruption chiefly there also under the Ministry of Finance and another then go for the year allergy Dr. Mudubo me abra no work banya so no na maami ho ebom maami ti ho binya se ne ho bom ono mo ene yes adwuma no na wo hwe maami ya yes na koye vice chair of public accounts committee na ase me I didn't actually understand why Ghana say the Ghana diagoro. So I thought say me nko an na mahu not true say Kwame A+ and so a member of parliament and so ehun say David maami on sem fata say maami tin that particular chair no so nti Kwame A+ officially a petition speaker say maami yen claim in figure because ye kase ye boa Ghana pa ma Ghana tumpon dia enye ni person in the fight corruption. It says according to Kwame A+, no corruption bomb maami no to the sense say o de maami ne hwea enye ye. Nti Kwame A+ a petition speaker officially say Mr. Speaker maami baby ote no on say emfata say ye den tena ho. But I don't know, so only Kwame A+ ya adwon no ya adwon ba me amete idea me ne Kwame A+ ya adwon 100% because Ghana na you nipa bi mo ha I don't know and say you more some opportunity bi say nima bi wo ha emfo mo nye se ko fight corruption pa de a maami enye ba bi ote no ho na ese ye de ne kotena. But Kwame A+ say the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament is currently led by a former deputy of Ken Oforata, Abena Osei Asare, who at a point was in charge of revenue. Kwame A+ anu this na make anchire yo. Ose maami any Ken Oforata ye adwuma at a point when she was in charge of revenue. Ose let me go straight to the point. It lacks both credibility and moral authority for Abena Osei to question anyone in this country. It doesn't take law to realize this. It takes the fear of God. Kwame A+ say Ghana na yete no se ye kase ye de nyansasem ene ye ade a enya mmara kwan so kwan se di hu ba se obi a wo ani da ho bia no hu se da bi maame we on sem fata se sa adwuma na de amano no eso timi ye. As how can any serious nation permit this individual to question appointees of President John Dramani Mahama who have been in office for less than a year when she and her superiors spent nearly a decade deliberately driving this country towards chaos? Kwame A+ say President John Dramani Mahama ba kumya so no this month mu ena papa enya almost 11th month oni 1 year yet ya fama me ya mana betena kumya mu e question sin a question President John Dramani Mahama only 1 year administration to question the appointees. Also, it doesn't make sense. But you also know Kwame A plus in the comment section. Kwame A plus it does not make sense. I also believe in some of Kwame A plus they can say it does not make sense. Kwame A plus say the same woman not long ago was seen on live TV passionately defending the then Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Reverend Amisada Owusu Amwa, for refusing to disclose his age. If I just want that particular video, no. Mami na Sam George will be sa papa and say where did you because we know say Ghana say with this 60 years I won't mean yes Mami was the one passionately and seriously defending sa papa and say my papa no and come fear wedding. And how can this kind of person all of a sudden turn around saying that she is going to fight corruption? That is what Kwame A plus is asking. Or say under the regime she served, Ghana has been engulfed in numerous contentious contracts that are now being scrutinized by the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Yeah, of course, Francisca, it doesn't make sense. Because I don't even know the kind of keyword. Sometimes that's me, a buff fast or crack. OSP. A juma be bedwa wo ye nyina na ma mi wo ka ho bi. Kwame Plus say take the Strategic Mobilization Limited SML contract, a multi-billion cedi agreement established between the Ghana Revenue Authority and SML during Ken Ofori-Attah's time in office. The OSP is currently investigating the validity of the contract and its financial implications for the nation. Enti Kwame A plus ono wuni interest o ma me we kwa ese do kotena wo se wo kra yama wadwuma we na wo waje se adwuma na kwa se o ampa buja for me kwa kwa adwuma no abra wo kro no ne katasese ne proye no eye wo na wo ye champion ewom ti ye chechire man a sebe wuntimi mfa enam enkuja say okra enka se wo mo ho ban atoto nam hwehwehwam na da koto se wo bo ho ban ma da bi enye ni se enyi obewe. The Kwame A plus has officially petitioned the Speaker of Parliament, Mr. Speaker. Mami we in some vata because Parliament ha say kase ye ne matene ye kase ye build democracy. Ye kase ye reset mind there. We need to start the reset from this particular house because any people for him so money na mo ye. Okay. Many of you have good evening, me that's pass on yammer now here. This is the debate with the Mustapha. So ye chichire maya. Say na ye touch that you from the political analyst. Kwame A plus is one who said there's something wrong somewhere. I said somebody needs to be corrected or checked. Inti mami we end some fata. Minimum I do believe 100% that she does not qualify. She is not fit that particular position in the man. No. So when the posture of the woman, the way she's even asking questions over there. Sometimes I have say, "Petama deviate the boss ikotra nanim." Niema pa na mami ye. As the NPP 4% can't pay His Excellency John Dramani Mahama who say there's something wrong going on in the system. John Mahama's administration be one more critic something. Mami we na sisa merry go round was then kusi ni krum sisa nkokora for him for you na kwatena say ade a why na omo na baso because onye bi we ase da. And how can this kind of person sit in a nation think that she can protect the integrity of the nation? Abra or nankasa the integrity is at stake. You know, sometimes we need to balance a lot of things in our society because you are really maybe why or my or the chichire maya enye. So let me hear in the comment section or between to adventure. That is something we need to discuss because maybe 100% many honorable Kwame A plus adjoin. And I said, do not win a Kwame A plus by your Ghana and Kwame. I salute you. I do support you 100%. You need to put on the checks not only on the public but with your own people. I don't parliament. You know. So when you made them move in a clear the person of. Petition the speaker or Jumanu Binono to Kwame. I do support you 100%. Why are they? But this is the debate with the Munufi. Mamini the Nishasi. Oh, Jumana Yeno. Ya Boko. Ya Bonne Kakara. A pacho and the NPP Mustapha Hammid. Ya man, you be say 1 year. Now, Jumana the man, Honorable Mustapha Hammid, together with Nkrufobi and OSP say. Omabo Korono, there are 9 in numbers. Eka Mustapha Hammid on a man 10. Bikura companies. Patroti niye. paisika twitwiri dia under his watch ohwema Ghana boka no enye adwuma ketwa. But we were all surprised when Mustapha Hammid was caught on camera saying this kind of words. What's your problem?
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, I came to support my friend who to me. Me, my matter there is useless. That's nothing in it.
It's true.
YouTube blogger. What's your problem?
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, I came to support my friend who to me. Me, my matter there is useless. That's nothing in it.
It's true.
YouTube blogger. What's your problem?
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, I came to support my friend who to me. Me, my matter there is useless.
Mustapha Hammid so no ne matter na ko gina court on criminal charge no say useless. This was according to Mustapha Hammid. Ono ankasa ne je ono kasa no. So he in turn went to support Wontumi say na be you Wontumi so feeling dem also no dey dey eyam kwasasem. When I was speech of the special prosecutor say hey, wo na nam Ghana was say what asem dey kwasasem no. Wo na together with this kind of people, yadema ko gina court wo catch the Ghana for so wonsem dey kwasasem. Not knowing say the Nema Yako Jeffrey Mustapha Hammid on and Yenema Keto according to OSP no. Millions of dollars, millions of cedis, and yes, CZ from Mustapha Hammid. And so Papa no wakana not to any day on can. And on Nam Hona Boko, one was saying NPP for your money, man. What your movie are, then the instance of Boko kind of question microphone say, hey, I was on Kwana watching you. Nemana Mayer, no, Corono, to add the hornet, those kind of things. Mustapha Hammid quietly. Deceive the public is all no onye hwe oso onye hwe nti ono no onima de kwakwa waya OSP kura afere na ko gina ho so de ne court NPP4
Jimmy for party job. Who share?
What's your NPP then?
A Jimmy for party.
A Jimmy for party the anonya den dodo.
Oh. Me jina president Kufuor ni kwa sana be kala.
Na Jimmy for party na wo Bulgaria won so ya NPP ni no.
Oh, na say me resume Jimmy.
So what I say? It is a way a serious person be a bit my country or Mustapha Hammid say honorable. Untimi nyina man country say oh court in the kwa kujira no. Useless. That be enti OSP Mustapha Hammid ama OSP bo fuye na OSP say sa Mustapha oh say court na do kujira useless. And ye afini ba be sha agoro na say. Agoro we dey say sha say ha. Enti OSP ato ne boase a kyerɛ nneɛma pɔtea Mustapha Hammid ye korono ne ketasehye ne proya papa yi bɔ Ghana ka millions of Ghana cedis and dollars. It is also say useless a do court to them a ye behwe. Yeah, Emily Mustapha say the matter is useless. Papa yi no TV show osun. Ya the Zongo development share and said dia mo tro kyerɛ amanfo say ba be develop Zongos na de ni nyina no nim so oboa. I was say these kind of people no NPP party no. Sometimes the problem with NPP party na me wo and it's a name Mustapha Hammid mo ne keten no. Because whenever you give them the opportunity, that is how they decide say they are going to mess up the society. O man or more opportunity NPP for the Ghana say you ma NPP for any opportunity again. I'll be very surprised and I be me one say na be ya me who say Ghana ni bi betime gina in his right senses. Aka say okoto aba ama NPP party BM. Because sometimes we need to also ask ourselves say Ghana no do we really love Ghana? Me pacha we Ghana ni bi so won say na me kura madwin na maka Ghana do I really love Ghana? Say won pe Ghana asem there then I don't have any problem with you. But say we obi a pe Ghana asem there are some things of why I just say you know careful ni nyina ye boko. I'm fa di we into hana ha there. Nema OSP by the OSP no. Waje firi Mustapha Hammid ho. Na firi wo shia papa na wabonte na obisa na say masa. Wo so wasem no useless. Are you sure say wasem no useless? Because what you miss more questions are they are deceiving their followers. We share NPP niya na auditoro e de kire no. Yet he knows very well say ensem na da ne so no. Enyensem ketwa enyensem obitima ka say e ye toro asem because mine na ye nyina kire no. We need to make sure say mine no develop it. me say o da bia me kan say we NDC ni na sebe uko wi o sika na uko di na china say be so mu ha me wo be friend ba bia me kasa because I would this kind I wasn't part of you and as I make how I am and can't just yes can be enough for that is the truth. The Office of the Special Prosecutor has disclosed significant progress in its effort to recover suspected illicit assets, announcing the seizure and freezing of properties valued at more than 100 million Ghana cedis and over $100,000 in the ongoing investigation on the National Petroleum Authority scandal. The special prosecutor say, the OSP say, together with the Office of the Special Prosecutor, Mustapha Hammid in scandal over $100,000 and then over 100 million Ghana cedis. Also, according to the OSP, further assets remaining under active tracing as part of an ongoing financial crime investigation. The Office of the Special Prosecutor has already seized and frozen assets valued more than 100 million Ghana cedis and then $100,000. And then OSP here, a disclosure here. And so Mustapha Hammid said, "Na seminal or say nkwasi asem ene ye kan o man no." But your NPP na tie ni ye kan ade de kire wa. That is why I make say the Bamudu bo me na ka je say for data enya ade. It is the data na ade there. This is the results of the data. In the sense ka Honorable Mustapha Hammid abera wu ngina simple so kan say wo asem na wo kan no ye do ko gina court ye nkwasi asem no. Esen ka wo kan je so ampa o ma freezing account. Saka we the mabo Ghana. That is the reason why OSP asam many say nkrofo we nyina lie e de akwa gina court no. When you say OSP protector kromfo on the Ghana na dey masa ne omoto omo ya no e fe na chop na chop di we di na we di we di na we di. If bracket say OSP settings en kwa Ghana na dey masa on say katasese no pro na asa shata ba bia. Inti aman nkrofo bi te man no ma they see themselves say that me master planner me obi ametimi bokoro no ye me koro no bo no e adwuma ye da hye me sase menye ba me da bia me ka say NPP's administration no omo ba say koro no adwuma e no ba be. That is how I see them, because you could see say these people were like organized criminals and they came to steal the resources of our dear nation. Until you and that is why we keep on saying, say, if the president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, actually wants to reset the country there, then first he needs to reset the mindset of the people. Say we need to say that be a DB goes to mine, no amount for ball mine no. See enjoy the problem and the bebre mine. But that is why I asked the question, say, what being Ghana home? And I said, what me Ghana home? You need to ask yourself all these kind of questions almost every day. Oh, how long or how well do I take Ghana? Me fa Ghana say me ba. Me fa Ghana say that is the only place I have. And I say Ghana me Ghana home. And how do you yourself see Ghana? All these kind of questions, because we papa. Now why miss out on that kind of questions where there will be a timer. Ghana the more obe messy up the whole nation. That is why you see Mustapha Hammid and NPP for messed up the economy. Abra no mum fa. That is how we build a better society. Because society na building the sea anya careful. Nkrofo bi de ketase share proye ne niema bebre ebe se man no. But that is not how we want the country to develop. Yes, if you really want Ghana at heart, you never be able to say, oh, so Ghana, how do I see Ghana? And I say, Ghana, I'm a fan say, ask yourself all these kind of questions. But say, what me who's a Ghana now? A idea, a dawa come so old Ghana, you never be able to for Okrano 1 year. We need to go down like that. So what I say, because minor children and young kwala go to for see a kasi developing my ankasa utimu say e adwuma kese e na wafato ho so. And that is the why I bisa say so we fit say no Ghana there, then there's no need for us to even waste our time, because the minor yin na yetima children no. So what for minor say oh some useless country be na oh team na oh you do have decided to go and mess the whole country up there, then there's nothing we could do about it. Nti bisa ho say how do I see Ghana? Say we me pinpoint these kind of things at the chira ho a. Obo say mine ye nyina betimi aba ma mine na chire kama. Yeah, that is how we do it. But this is the debate. Wait, Monofie. So when you subscribe here, not to watch and not subscribe. I'm live on YouTube at the same time, live on Facebook as well. Nti oma enko yenim. What you say? All right, nti enko yenim. Nema na yewo ye no asa doso kakra. So we need to take our time, and then when we get to the right place, me no mi nyina betima ye den. Abobom. Say tuyebo. Adwuma na ye wo Ghana na doso. E ba cho MPs bi ho aba asem. Ira Collins, Dauda ho aba asem, and then one another MP so ho aba asem. But man, there is something I really think say we need to do as people. It is sometimes I make a say just be a tuyebo na nyina ye tinsem na ye kan yi. Ba cho yem kura parliament danam. Prime nation edi name bi by yentie some yura ayarega majority leader account on the floor of the house
is alleged to have instigated some community members to resist the work of the task force. Mr. Speaker, let me indicate that yesterday I got a call from the Minister for the Interior, Honorable Muntaka, that the IGP needed the member for interrogation. I invited the member. He came to my office, and I was trying to reach Muntaka. I couldn't reach him, so ultimately I had to ask the member to go. If I reach Muntaka, I will call him back. Subsequently, Honorable Muntaka called me back. He was in a meeting when I was calling him. And I told him that I had invited the MP. He was ready to come see whoever he should see. But because we did not hear from him, I had dismissed him. So we scheduled that this morning the member should be sent to the CID headquarters to meet with one of the deputy CID directors for processing. And so this morning, he went with our majority chief whip and his lawyer. They received him at CID headquarters, took him through the processes, and I received a call not quite long ago that he has been taken to court, and as we speak, he is actually in court being arraigned. And so let me also indicate that as members of parliament, we do not consider ourselves being above the law, that we are always ready to be held accountable for our actions and inactions.
All right, enti that member of parliament now, according to soldier for they say no mum na instigated the youth against them no. See they no akojina court. Of course, when you live in a country like Ghana, in Somalia, and as if no one is above the law, it doesn't matter. So we are a member of parliament. See, you have to be ready to abide by the law. It doesn't matter whoever you are. And speaker, I can actually say these two members of parliament, you are calling Dauda. And then new member of parliament, I think I forgot his name. And you will make sure say Boneno Maya, they will face the consequences of the law. If I tell Inti speaker.
The report of attacks on a team from the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, a task force which we all know has been established to combat illegal mining activities in the country, is most worrying. Also worrying is the fact that the attack was allegedly incited by one of our own, the Member of Parliament for Asitifi North constituency. Honorable Ebenezer Kwekuado, who further ropes in a senior member of this House, Honorable Collins Dauda. While I'm yet to be fully briefed on the matter, I want to take this opportunity to condemn in no uncertain terms the attack on the team of security officers who have been assigned to help deal with the menace of Galamseyl, which has to be dealt with robustly. I have therefore instructed the Office of the Clerk and the Legal Services Office to provide all the needed support to the investigation by the Ghana Police Service within the framework of the 1992 Constitution, the laws of this country.
All right, so what here Speaker Babi here? Also within the laws of our country, no. Others say these members of parliament, they are under investigation process. We say domophobe and I say domophobe. If it is established, say I am part, they obstructed the work of the NAIMOS Galamseyl. Quite be said domophobe, I said domophobe. But I'm pleading with the public, say, and yemribia, and I say there are some two bits we rush to conclude on the matter. Now, a lot of people are rushing because now, no, by the laws of the country, no, see a child in any act like this, you are presumed innocent. I just say court of competent jurisdiction. Any bit about the conclusions and passing that also no, no correct. I have listened to these two members of parliament. And the first one says he was acting upon the instructions of Honorable Collins Dauda. Honorable Collins Dauda says he ordered him to do that. But Niamana soldier for also can say, oh my, it is not true. I saw this particular post from Yura, Erica J. I personally was not happy with it because Erica J, you are now a lawyer. Into Tobo, Eric Tobo. When a matter like this pops up, you being a lawyer now you are not somebody just on the street. You post this particular MP's picture, and then you come to a conclusion. Say, I deny that on why. I did not expect Erica J to rush so swift to write or post this particular thing, especially not anybody else like who Erica J is. He is now a lawyer. A party back in there. I'm not saying so NDC, we should let it go. Say NPP new idea. That is why even Chairman won't me go my Galamseyl campaigns now. You don't make a court to take them through the law and the processes of the country. It is a what why and yes it is a what is a all of a sudden then you rush, then you post, and then you start to write whatever you think you want. Erica J, you are now a lawyer, so take your time and then think like a lawyer. You need to reason like a lawyer. Tobo. My bit of papa court. Now there is no evidence because in court evidence is the game. And you hear say in the court. And if somebody is saying, say, obisi oh now yes, we also say that we must nyamina me yes, anyasa me ya. A court now now the laws of the country no akoboni no. But when you crucify the person straight away like this now, one many pan one bad time. I said, what the case dear assembly dada and sana say no can ye de court. That's the moment trouble. And at the same time, not only Erica J, Martinia Erasmus, as I don't call something like that. He was also saying this almost the same thing. I bet any pan court. Also there.
For the first time, but subsequent to that, the narratives need be na abba. Do you still stand by the uposti? You know,
I still stand by it, and I'm saying that the MP's statement did not mention that he was there at the site for hours, and he was not just passing by. It is okay. Now we come up with a year and you're not correct. Or anyone more engaged for hours. And he demanded that they remove the handcuffs from those arrested. And the soldiers said no. Subsequently, the soldiers decided that anyway, the emphasis suspects don't go to the nearest police station, let's hand them over. Also, they were followed by some men. It was when they went to the police station, that more people joined the people that he brought and engaged them to the extent that they vandalized the vehicle of the NAIMOS commander and another vehicle as well. And they threatened to burn down the police station. So reinforcement had to come in. That is fact. I wonder why the MP is now backing off from the fact that he went to the site and he was there for hours and he was not just passing by.
Okay, into the MP no claims say, of course, that he went to the site no Wajiatum. He claims though say na ono okwe ye Honorable Collins Dauda and a catcher and say onko ho no pese one NAIMOS commander no ekasa and na okoye oko na ne constituency vice chairman and na driver pe and the dinechi. Okodru ho no or the phone no Emma NAIMOS commander ne Collins Dauda ekasa e. Owie na owo ho share say omonfa suspect na enko police station to di omachi and omunyina akwa ohwediem. That is as far as he went according to him. You are saying sir he even demanded sir NAIMOS for no free suspect omunyi handcuffs in free one sir.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. But interestingly he denies that bit no vehemently.
Well, that is why I'm calling for an independent probe.
Okay.
Maybe when an independent probe is established and there is evidence to the fact that he demanded that they should remove the handcuffs, in fact, release the suspect. So if it's in doubt and a probe is set and all the parties present their evidence to that committee or investigative body, definitely a paper out. No criminal, a paper out. Whether we come back and no police station.
All right, inti ya wo dey emphasis wa ha. Wa wo see nua Erasmus. A di asem na wi o. Wa dan na ho judge. E na wa di asem na wi say da bi papa no be gina da wo ye say so mo me ntu yebo. Mama yam triable. Nema bi wo ha the way we rush to do things. And I mean I don't expect us to be doing things like this. Erasmus, you are just a reporter. You are not a judge. Obi, you are just a presenter. You are not a judge. Oh, those these people, they are also lawyers. That and I say hameno. It's like NPP akobonkrofo pa, and they want to quickly find fault with the current NDC. Although say they are not finding any fault on them. And that is why they are rushing to do this. And this is Achecha want to me that let's go and pin NDC for being say NDC for being engaged in Galamseyl. Minia. Maybe 100%. I totally 100% disagree with Nema. Operation Galam stop in DNA. I totally disagree with them. I totally disagree with them. And I don't know how a Ghana near to one of our so Ghana na yet de mra ene ye adwuma. Untimi nka se makoto so obi ye Galamseyl me koya na makutwa to machine na machine. It doesn't work like that. Enyanda John Mama Nkwana Mekasa and Anado when they were burning excavators and these mining equipment, I totally disagreed with it. And I still maintain my position. Say I totally disagree with the police for the soldier for Namuro or Moyeno. Untimi nkoto obi so obi ti uni proof is independent yes small scale mine and as they okoto say oya mining and no kutwa to the machines. It doesn't work like that. And then the last time I said, say, the president should also needs to be very, very careful because you cannot just stop somebody from a Juma Oye. You need to find alternative livelihood for this kind of people until I stop here. Although say Galamseyl say Ghana Japadeno, but you cannot just stop people like that. You need to find other means for them to survive. When we are Nippon, when they rise against you, there is no soldier or police in Ghana who will control Ghana for you now. No amount of 2 hour war and a bit in the cost of peace. And Mr. President, if you are listening, what is a major film? Use the money of the gold board and number farmers and group as what you must stop here. You don't just go and then start to burn people's properties and equipment. Material qualities that also are crashing on chain or on and Galamseyl no ye. Now, I'm mining small scale miners and I no cotton or no to be washing. The moment you see say machine issue no could trade out to Nemanum. Is that how you work in a society? A dear mine Ghana teaching. Hey, now when they visa Afghanistan, that means Mr. President, you need to be very, very careful. You come on when you are NDC 2028. Ebaya must say sinino. Ebaya must say active Chinese movie no. But yeah, we want now to opposition. Because if this is what you promise the people and this is what you're doing in Kwadia, then your people have failed totally. Me tell you, more failing in the fight against Galamsey. I'm telling you the gospel truth. Government not failing because this is not how I thought say you were going to do this. Because now the Denko Kufado used this same techniques. He couldn't survive. Mr. President, you can never survive with it. Sit down, think outside the box, and find reasonable and alternative solution to Galamsey and its menace. Yes, sir, you can never survive it. It's me pacho. So why you MP da? You understand? I didn't know you know. So what was the people kasa behind the scene because uncontested any election in the country da. What contested election be da? Ube who are there call result da mo ye no. So what cause be president then I call around the whole nation who name e cause wa nka name bi who abeti say I'm not saying say we side with those people who are doing Galamsey. No, but as a member of parliament of the constituency you know, each constituency be an also force under you so no problem how no dey can first. So in a way they say wait me police for na kasa oh minia obi akra chine minim no match no mo dem nko me de beba peacefully. Na e dey emfa basaba bi ama that is also another means. Masa enye gidigidi nko na dey fight menace in the society. Sometimes the reasonableness also do the same thing. So wow him tin say na make any don't twist my words. Me I don't me nya Galamsey that make I go to claim who be that. And I don't support Obi or Galamsey. But it doesn't also lie in the hands or on the root. It's all continue who are being also suspected to be Galamsey pa no jail in them. It is the same thing. It's a corporal punishment. Say why you are going to machi will be fit so you for no jail to machine no. And I'm a bona kuno. It's the same thing as I'm for no. And the court in the Ghana court system, you know, we need to sit down as a people and then try to think outside the box and find solutions to this kind of problem. And then secondly, say one year member of parliament that and say one co-elections da, and I'll be find a fault in your result that moye and but what could be that you understand them. It's a memo. You politicize almost everything, and the way we convince people to vote for us, these are some of the things we need to take a critical look at it. Because yes, the money ain't stop it. Oba Bruchila will be in who taught the movie and Akotwa Mano. And will be in who call around campaign giddy sending a no. Obi any who call Henibia how common is sika and send about Kurekurunum, but Ghana, that is what we do. This is a minima. And the Montomo and Nemani be high every year because I'm ready Nemani ya. Nemani will have a high. A press like that's true. Erasmus is an MPP mouthpiece. So if we don't take care, well, we say NDC abamu we mono. Yeah, yama NPP for us set a lot of path for us to follow. Obe pursue sa ma why name be by the time obe who say why mistaken no now to opposition. To say better na say ma NPP for na akire name ayenye in the society. Yeah, they say to me to be ni position bia. Nti kina wo frame me ni obi ani ho be frame question bia. You got to about we near we lose we are in the position. You may say, but where the man mouse when Tim Hunians are some anya a one cassa was me. I don't find any fault with MP Jumo. Any recalling those on some of Casimiro Cano because we know say the society native no member of parliament be a Jumano except say what won't co-election that and who said there was something wrong with it. But so what co-election that you know. But this is the debate with the Munufi because sometimes I know. Never be why your money Ghana ya politicize almost everything. So you need to say excavated crazy were no treasure out to machine. Why are you doing that? Open excavator and not to me Jama Galamsey stop it. No, you won't address the problem. No problem. Nanka say no. We need serious solutions to it. You treasure out to Galamsey mentioned and Ghana and ya being in excavator be a Galamsey near. Why? My no pina is here, and a president who sees Galamsey excavators no. Now you found quite a Ghana. But why do you ban them? Then it doesn't make sense. So we need to relook at all these kind of things in a year. And yes, I have for the problem and a baby minum. Anyway, and then one me fancy her. And sometimes I mean the money be how I would take her and I feel the womb one day crowd when you have been too much. Have been. Go there, Boko there. More NPP for na ma sheda mo yes ane man ba ye mfi mo me ne go friend NPP for na sheda yes ane man no NPP for your phone papa. We NDC near master one way NPP for best set agenda the amount. Now if they want my agenda no so now the kukura we will say no manya. Me doctor back open now go there for doctor no so the enemy I don't know where you doctor everywhere. Lawyer, what happened is serious security breach. It should be of great concern to the government. Soldiers on duty are treated like common criminals. That is not what I'm trying to mean here. I do agree. We won't say Ghana in the way nema Ghana no. See, I not careful like Ghana yankas a big critical problem. Am I home? Obey. See, I'm here Ghana and yankas a big critical problem. Am I yankas a home? Say, come in minimum say soldier need the soldier need duty and civilian currency and man. Because duty no any so nkonkoye. But now you see MPs or members of parliament, MMDCs, assemblymen, some other duty and functions be a cause of man, they approach you or the people believe say one quantity the only person which may call pleading on their behalf. The Pacha breach it is when you say the security agencies are we know he be our friend said and I Pacha mame. And man so more asomo. But Ghana, that is not how we operate. Man, that is my problem. Ghana, we don't operate like that. And the more they must have kind of people the same powers to do this kind of things, you know. We don't have to expect them so months no better than say about 1 year way. That be meaning they also need to work. So that is how the systems have been operating. But the name do be I think says one year careful. Maybe I still maintain it. Own election that you might be thinking say Niamana call is the more you know, wrong. But all appear before election and I'll be whom obey. Yeah, some how again. Of course, Chitty Chatter, we all know so the way now you're the mining in our country. No, I know say it's wrong. Galamseyl, I know it's wrong. But we need to sit down as people and have a critical look at some of the things happening in our society. Me, on this particular channel, I have said, say, the northern part of Ghana, there be a curfew or I have said, say, and I still maintain, say, it's the childish way of controlling Antoquano. Because Rollins is time to question the curfew go and see who before time to by the curfew go and see who at Amels your mama first time to by the curfew go and see who Nana Kufuado about me 8 years into koi the curfew go and go see who your mama time. Also, I approach the same thing, it's not gonna work. It's like reinventing the same thing we keep on doing almost every blessed day. But what is the answer? The answer is that we need to sit down as a people and then take a critical look at how to solve these kind of problems. It is also be Galamseyl the only thing about man say but small soldier for some I'm telling you say that is not going to work. Because our practicing I hear from Major Mama more time in soldier near who and could see who. So you cannot keep on repeating the same thing every day and expect a different result. You're going to get the same result. Until once and now you can soldier for come free and can Major Mama reinvented in Yakwa. But who caused them? A buying stupidity and a causes her. Because they are not thinking. Come on, you people mess up the system. They do about to now connect to you because they can't the people there. No, that is not what we are doing. We promise them at the same mining, proper way of mining. Yam promise almost say that is not what we are doing. One was a woman and the president at times assembly maybe. And these are the things that we are doing in the society. If you know Nipa Ghana or Yeticho Galamseyl who sebe and end of my life, can you be shocked? Why are we doing this as people? We need to think. Maybe that is what I think I will do. Mr. President, if you really want to survive there, think outside the box. Yes, idea, you can survive it. All right, Inti, Medasi, so be a question be the body. This is the debate with the Munufi or the bar. Our address it's a question be anywhere there. I think say me no money na beti see we hand one. Tuesday. Yeah, and if any media go, so more television, so use your phone's camera and then scan this particular QR code. Or scan here, it will take you straight away to my channel. As I say, so what question you answer be so waiting in the comment section. You better discuss it later on. Until I'm going to be antenna. Any William Munufi Amankwana. This is the debate with Munufi live on YouTube and at the same time live on Facebook. That is how I do my presentation every day. edase. Bye bye. All right.